She's searching for meaning outside of just games. And Sam, always battling the chronic pain. Remember that sad foot sign?
Oh, yeah, he keeps seeing that.
Like a symbol, right.
A metaphor for all the hard stuff he's going through.
But also his resilience. He keeps going.
Keeps going. And then, out of nowhere, tragedy hits.
The shooting at Unfair, it changes.
Welcome to Witter. Who Has Time to Read? The podcast that brings deep dives for busy minds. Listen to AI hosts Jane and Dane and get ready to unpack the world's most captivating books in just a fraction of the time. Whether commuting, working out, or just squeezing in a quick break, we deliver key insights, thought-provoking themes, and takeaways you can carry into your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Plus, use our links in the description to purchase this book. Your support helps us bring more engaging book discussions to you. Listen and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Who has time to read? You do, with Witter.
Welcome back to Witter, your go-to deep dive for busy minds. We're going to explore Gabrielle Zevin's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow Today.
Oh, I loved that book.
It's such a good one, right? And it's so much more than like a love story, which is how it kind of gets billed sometimes.
Absolutely. It really digs into friendship and like creative partnerships and the lasting impact of video games,
And you don't even have to like be a gamer to appreciate it.
No.
Like you don't need a cheat code or anything.
No, not at all.
We're going to take you through it. So it's all about Sam and Sadie and their childhood friends who love video games.
Right, from the beginning. Yeah.
But it's cool how Zevin shows their different approaches to it,
Totally. You see, Sam, he's all about the mechanics. Like, how does this thing work?
Right.
He wants to master the system.
Totally.
Sadie, on the other hand, she wants to tell stories, push the boundary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like some people want to win and compete, and other people are like, what can we do with this?
What's the world? Yeah.
Yeah, it's two sides.
And that plays out through the whole book, doesn't it?
Big time. And there's that passage, remember, where Sam describes seeing Sadie in the present, but also the past.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Oh, yeah. Like past and present Sadie, both right there.
And that ties back to the title, right?
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. It's perfect.
Such a good title.
Yeah.
And it comes from Shakespeare, right?
Yeah, Macbeth, if I'm remembering right.
I think so, yeah.
And it makes you think about, how time goes in circles, how the past keeps shaping us. It's always there.
And their paths separate for a bit, but then, of course, they reconnect.
Yeah.
Happens to be at MIT.
Of course.
Sadie's already doing her thing, making games that get people talking.
Right.
Remember Solution, dealing with the Holocaust.
Oh, wow. Heavy topic for a game, right?
Yeah. I mean, Zevin's not afraid to go there.
It does make you wonder, though, should any topic be off limits, even in art? Especially when it's interactive like a game.
Big questions. But then they team up and bam, Ichigo is born. This beautiful game.
A huge success, too.
Everyone was playing it.
And it's interesting how Zevin used real-life inspiration for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the look of Ichigo came from, get this, the glass flowers at Harvard.
No way. I didn't catch that.
It just shows you inspiration can come from anywhere.
Even delicate glass flowers.
Right.
Become this whole video game world.
Find beauty anywhere.
Right. Yeah, so we've got Sam and Sadie, creative juices flowing.
Working together.
But things are never simple, right?
Never. Sadie's with this guy, Dove, who's a complicated character.
Yeah.
And then there's this tension, the unspoken thing between her and Sam.
Always simmering.
And poor Mark's head over heels for Sadie.
Ugh, that's rough.
So much going on.
It's a whole tangled web. Is Zevin saying something bigger about relationships here?
Yeah.
Especially in creative work.
Oh, I think so. You notice the motif of scent?
Interesting.
With Marx, Zevin writes about him smelling Dove's cologne. Even after Dove's gone, it's everywhere.
I love those sensory details.
It's even when people leave, they leave something behind.
They still have an impact.
Exactly.
So on the one hand, we've got all this personal stuff swirling around.
Right.
And their partnership, it takes off.
But there are bumps, right?
Oh, yeah. Ichigo's second doesn't quite hit the same.
Didn't have that spark.
And then both sides flop.
Talk about a tough time.
You wonder if they can survive it all.
The pressure's intense, right? I mean, making art, putting yourself out there.
Especially in that world.
So brutal.
Everyone has their own struggles, too. Outside of work, even.
Oh, for sure. Marx finds love with Zoe. Things are stable.
That for him.
But Sadie, She's searching for meaning outside of just games. And Sam, always battling the chronic pain. Remember that sad foot sign?
Oh, yeah, he keeps seeing that.
Like a symbol, right.
A metaphor for all the hard stuff he's going through.
But also his resilience. He keeps going.
Keeps going. And then, out of nowhere, tragedy hits.
The shooting at Unfair, it changes everything.
Poor Mark's. Such a turning point.
Really makes you think about what matters.
It's like, amidst all the creative energy, all the relationships.
Life can just change.
In an instant.
So many of us know that feeling now.
It forces Sadie and Sam to really face the past.
Yeah.
And figure out, where do we go from here?
Our bond is tested, but it survives. It makes you wonder, can any connection be that strong?
And even with that tragedy, like, Zevin finds these moments of hope, you know?
Oh, totally.
Like when Sadie finds that message.
Yeah, the one for Mark.
Hidden in Sam's game.
Oh my gosh, chills. Like Mark's is still there, connecting them through the game itself.
It makes you think about how the stuff we create, it holds those memories, emotions, even relationships.
That is powerful, right?
Even after we're gone.
Yeah.
So they're dealing with this loss, trying to rebuild Sam and Sadie. They find new paths, new people.
Life goes on.
But they're still connected.
Some friendships, they just last.
It's like meant to be.
Zevin's honest about it, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows.
They mess up, they hurt each other.
But they choose to stay connected.
Which is, I don't know, it feels real,
Real friendships are messy.
Exactly.
It's not a fairy tale.
And throughout it all, the book kind of circles back to this question. What is collaboration, really?
Yeah.
Is it shared vision? Respect?
Or just like shared history?
You think about all the times we collaborate at work, in relationships.
Even just creative stuff,
Like what makes it work? Truly work.
When people have different ideas, different ways of seeing things.
Friction.
But you still got to reach that goal together.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Doesn't give you easy answers, but it makes you think.
Oh, for sure.
One thing that struck me, how Zevin shows the whole creative process, warts and all. It's not always pretty.
Especially game development. She nails that.
Long hours, the tech stuff, the pressure.
And the critics.
Those both sides reviews. Like putting your heart out there for everyone to judge.
It's got to be tough.
But you got to stay true to your vision.
Even if people hate it.
Sometimes the rejected idea, it sparks something new later on.
That's all part of the journey.
Maybe what feels like failure, it's just a step.
And through it all, Zevin's saying creating things, it can be healing. It connects us. It gives us meaning.
Not just with Sam and Sadie's games, but Mark's too, with his stories.
Even how they use games to deal with grief.
It's like making something new. It helps us process stuff, find purpose.
And this book, it's about games, but it's also about so much more.
It's like the human experience.
Trying to find your place, connecting with people.
Friendship, creating meaning when everything's changing around you.
Yeah, technology, emotions, everything.
And as we're wrapping up this deep dive, so many questions to think about.
Like, do our early relationships, do they shape us creatively?
Can you separate the art from the artist?
Especially if you love the artist.
And the big one, what's a meaningful life in this crazy world?
These questions, they stick with you.
Long after you finish the book.
That's the sign of a great story,
It makes you think differently.
Look for those deeper connections in your own life.
Zevin's like holding up this mirror, making you look at your own life.
Yeah, the choices we make, who we connect with.
And what we leave behind,
It's all through video games, which is so cool.
Yeah, who knew games could be so deep?
It's like art can be anywhere.
Even in something we think is just for fun.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, it really shows that
Storytelling matters no matter how it happens.
it's a book that sticks with you.
Makes you think about your own life.
Those relationships, what you're passionate about.
Being human in a world that never stops changing.
So we're at the end of our deep dive.
What hit you hardest in this story?
Did it make you see your own relationships differently? Your creative side?
That's what we want to know.
And maybe the biggest takeaway.
What does it teach us about connection? Even when things are tough, when we lose people.
Share your thoughts, keep the conversation going.
Who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to create something yourself.
A game, a painting, a new way of seeing the world.
That's what it's all about, right?
Until next time on Witter.
Keep exploring. Keep creating.
Keep those busy minds engaged.
Thanks for listening to Witter, Who Has Time to Read? Produced by One Media. Please support the author by purchasing the book or audiobook using the link in the description. It's a great way to help keep the art of writing alive. And stay in the loop. Subscribe to our newsletter for updates on weekly deep dives. And don't forget to share your thoughts or suggest our next deep dive at witterpodcast@gmail.com.